Hello? Is it feedback, Lolly? It's still feedback. I don't know though. It wasn't this bad the other day. No, more like hold on. Yep. Hello? You still feedback. Oh God.
That's because I'm listening to it. That's because I'm on it. I'm on two.
Oh, you on two? Okay.
Yeah, because we got the Zoom. Hold on.
Yeah, have you got headphones that maybe you can stick onto your computer so it doesn't?
All right, 1 second.
Sorry, everybody. You see, this is what happens with technicality all the time. And it didn't. Sorry about this. So what's gonna happen is just that I think because people's hearing me back from her computer.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, most likely. Yep.
All right.
Perfect. No feedback. Guys, wave if there's no feedback. Anyway, yeah. Better. Okay, perfect. So I'm not going to start from the beginning. Like I said, I'm going to carry on from where I was speaking earlier on. Is a topic that the church shies away from, and individuals are not able to kind of open up themselves and speak about their challenges because they feel as if they're going to be judged. And nobody is above correction, and nobody is perfect. All we're trying to be is trying to be good Christian and trying to replicate Christ. And I have my sister here that's just going to talk about her path in life from zero to hero. And there are several questions that I'm gonna ask her. And please, if you feel you want to throw any questions in, do so. But let's remember, no judgment on anyone. No judgment on anyone. This is an avenue for everybody to learn, for everybody to, I don't know, maybe you might have somebody that might have been in this dilemma and they're looking for answers, and this might just be it. So over to my sister. Tell us about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm from Florida, in the United States. So and I do a little bit of everything. But right now, I'm currently on the journey of doing motivational speaking. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, motivational speaking. Also life coaching. And so, it's a privilege and an honor, to come on here with you and have this discussion. As he said, y'all can feel free on Facebook, Instagram, and to YouTube to comment with your questions and stuff like that. I'm very open. I don't mind. You can. I don't really take it personal either. So yeah, bro. You can just start with the questions.
Okay, so tell us about your background. Did you grow up in church? And just take it up from the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah. So I grew up in church. I grew up in a Pentecostal. But I kind of veered away on my own journey, and I ended up into the life of homosexuality and other things as well. I took a different road, um, and honestly, that different road led me to God. Honestly, so that's how I ended up here. When I gave my life to Christ. Believe me, it's been a journey. I am not religious. I do believe in God, but I'm not religious. I don't put God into this box of religion. So I'm not. I don't call myself a Christian. I call myself a follower of Christ. And I let my life speak for me. You know, and that's not perfection, but striving towards it. So.
Definitely. So, like you said you grew up in church. So, and
Yes.
there's this idea that when you're born in church, that if you're a church person, you tend to grow up in the right way. But
Yeah.
how did it all start? Where did it all start going wrong? Like, when did it start? How did it start?
I wouldn't say it went wrong. I just feel like, life happened. For me, I grew up and I had a lot of incest, growing up, having sex with my family members and stuff like that. So, that kind of.
Oh, they can't hear you on Facebook, apparently.
All right. Hold on. Hey, tell them to give you some thumbs up if they can hear.
If you can hear it on Facebook, please, thumbs up, please.
Let me see. I'm finna unpause to see if I can hear. I can hear it. I just think it's just slow lag gagging.
Yep.
They can hear it?
Let me see. Can you hear the speaker at any chance, anybody, please?
Yeah, they can hear. You got thumbs up, brother.
Yeah, perfect.
So yeah. Yeah, I grew up. I wouldn't say it went wrong. See, my perception of everything is kind of different. Because the worst thing that happened to me was the best thing, that happened for me. So, with that being said, me growing up having sex with men early at an early age.
Hold on, Jamisha. The people on Facebook are still saying that they can't hear. Can they hear from your side?
Let me see.
They can't hear.
Yeah, they can hear. Some people, connection might be wrong. They'll say that from time to time. They do it on my live. But I just think it's just slow. That's all. They can hear it. Tell them to give you some thumbs up. See, they giving thumbs up on Facebook.
Her mic is muted. No, there's people here that some people. So there's some people saying they can't on Facebook. Yeah,
Yeah, it just does that. You
yeah.
just gonna have to keep going with the interview. You got thumbs up. Tell them to give you a thumbs up periodically. That's what I do. Cause I can hear it on here. Let me see.
Hold on.
Or is it me that can't hear?
I don't even know. I don't know why they can't hear. I honestly don't understand.
Oh.
Her microphone is not
Yeah,
muted on
it's
Zoom.
just going slow. Like I'm watching it from my laptop, and when I click the mute, it's just going slow.
Yeah, it's quite slow.
Yeah.
But check on my Facebook if you can hear. You can hear me on my Facebook? So you can hear me? No, yeah, okay. Um, you know what? Okay.
Unless
Is
you
it
want to go
working?
live on Facebook and just split screen. You want to do that for Facebook?
I'm not that technical.
It's the same thing on there.
They said it's me on Facebook, but you can hear on Instagram. So maybe your mic is mute on your side.
Hold on. Nah, cause you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you because of what's it called? Because of Instagram.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, um, I don't know.
Unless you
Can
want
we
to try to go
still?
live. You want to go live and then I add you, or you add me on your live.
But they won't show on YouTube. That's the only thing. So you can add me on your Facebook.
Yeah, you gotta come on and I gotta add you.
Okay. You
I
know
gotta
what?
see if I can do it on here.
Sorry guys about this. Um, okay, you know what? Let me think I'm gonna stop the live on my Facebook. Then you you call me from your Facebook?
Yeah, you just come on and then I think you have to request it. It's the same as Instagram, I believe.
Okay, uncle.
Let me see.
Okay. Sorry about this, guys. Sorry about this. Yeah, thank you, Uncle Femi. I'll definitely do that now. Jamaica. Do you know how to request on this Jamaica?
1 second, hold on. I'm gonna see. Um,
Wow. Sorry, you're just technical stuff. Sorry. Okay. You know what? I think we might just have to leave it on Instagram like this or something. I don't know.
all right, that's fine.
Okay. So, or if you can find it on Facebook to call me, then yeah. But I don't know. If you do you know how to do it?
No, I would have to because I'm using my two phones, so I would have to use Zoom. And
You know what? Don't worry. Let's just carry on. It's
all
like
right.
a distraction, man. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Uh,
guys, sorry about this. It's just a technical issue. So, for whoever that that's on Facebook, if you can tell them to join on Instagram. So sorry. So sorry. Um. Yeah. So if you can just restart again, tell us how it all started, where it went wrong, where it went right, what led to
yeah.
those scenarios that you went through. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't feel like it went wrong. You know, I just feel like life happened. You know what I mean? To me, as it does to all people. And so for me, you know, having sex at a young age really, at the beginning, it turned me off from men. You know, I still had those sexual desires, but I tried to put them out by turning to homosexuality, um, which in return, you know, I found me. You know, I had to, you know, face, you know, why I was where I was at, and try to figure out, you know, how to get from that point, and which is how I found God on my journey. You know, being able to deal with my demons, and face what it was that I was really trying to get away from.
Fair enough. Because I've been speaking to quite a lot of different individuals that have been attracted to kind of like same sex, and there's always a background issue
Mm.
that's kind of caused it. On three different scenarios now, I've got to find out that one of the reasons why they started being attracted to the same sex is because of what they saw when they were growing up in their household.
Mm.
Or I've had scenarios of young ladies being raped by family
Mm.
members. Is
Yeah.
is there something like that that happens to you? Or
But yeah, yeah. Well, I had sex with a lot of my I had sex something to me, of course, and it caused me it caused me to, like I said, feel a certain type of way concerning
I
men.
think you might want to repeat that because the
Yeah,
line cracks again.
I said I had sex with my family growing up, so that changed the way that I view men. You know what I'm saying? Stuff
Was it
like
your
that.
direct family or just people that you call family?
Oh well, my cousins. Yeah, we went through a lot as far as that aspect. Yeah, it was my family. It was my blood family growing up. So I'm trying to get it charged.
Okay.
But yeah, it was my blood family actually, and it changed the way I view things. You know, pain changes you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes it changes you for the bad. You know, sometimes people can cope with it and they don't. I just didn't like men. like that. I didn't see myself with a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but was there ever a time that they kind of like forced you into having sex?
I would say like, man, it's a lot that I don't remember, but like growing up, it was kind of like introduced to me. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, you know, like every other day. Like it wasn't a whole lot of days that I can remember that it wasn't like that, and it was just I don't know a lot of things. I was even introduced to pornography. You know, I think we all had a struggle. You know, I think a lot of my cousins we struggled with something that came down from generations. You know, I don't believe it started. It didn't start at us. You know what I'm saying? So for me,
You
that
feel
was
like
my struggle.
you feel like it's a generational thing?
Oh yeah, most definitely. But for some people, you know, some people actually are attracted to the opposite sex, and nothing ever happened to them. That's
Mm.
just how they view. That's how they view life, and that's how they feel. And for some of us, I feel like traumatic things has happened that forces us, you know, those group of people to be in a place to where, we were given a struggle that we didn't ask for, you know, that we didn't just, wake up and say, hey, this is going to be my struggle. And that actually, is what came from it. You know what I mean? But that's not, I don't let that define who I am. I did make a conscious decision at one point in my life, and that's just what I wanted. You know what I mean? I actually wanted to talk to women. I felt more comfortable. I felt more love because men have a way of, looking at you like a piece of meat. You know what I'm
I
saying?
understand.
And that whether it's your family or not. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I didn't like that feeling from a man, and so that's a lot of reason why I dated women.
So women made you feel more safer.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say safe, just like, they didn't come on to you just for sex. You know, they talk to you as a human being and not as your struggle, you know,
And
not
funny
as like
enough,
just trying to come in.
I've had quite a lot of people say make the same comment that you made, that literally that when they're with women that they feel
Yeah,
much safer compared to guys. And
yeah,
you are in a situation that at times when somebody comes across and says that type of comment to you,
yeah.
you don't know what to say, because
Right,
obviously nobody wants to feel scared,
right,
and
right, right,
everybody wants to feel safe. It's like a little baby when they're hungry, they run to the persons that they feel safe, the safest to. But
right.
God
Well, I
help
wouldn't say I
us.
didn't feel safe. Like a human being doesn't make me feel safe. You know what I'm saying? I only
Mm,
feel safe um, in God. So it was a safe zone from not feeling like, a piece of meat. You understand? As
mm.
in, a man hitting on you for sex and that's all you're worth. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I didn't never felt like a woman can make me feel safe. You know what I'm saying? So also I always have felt it's only a certain thing that women can do for you that only a man can provide for you.
Definitely.
So you know what I'm saying? It was still a void that only a man could fulfill. It was just something that a woman was just not gonna fulfill. Now you can cope with it, you can make it okay, you can go without it. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I just knew it was a part of me that only a man is gonna be able to fulfill.
And when all of this was going on, was you still active in the church? Were you still going to church, or?
Oh yeah, it was normal. It was a normal life. It wasn't something that was like people really didn't know. Yeah, I didn't talk about this stuff till later on in my life. So yeah, I just went on with my life like it was normal.
Was there ever a time that when you went to church that you felt like you're unworthy before God, maybe feeling that, okay, I know what I'm doing is wrong, but
Yeah.
nobody knows. But
I
was
mean, I
there?
always felt unworthy, I always felt unworthy, but I also had blockage, so I really didn't think about it at all.
Hmm.
Yeah, I really didn't think about it. I really didn't. It was just a part of my life that was kind of just dark, and I just ignored, like it didn't exist.
But were there times that, because sometimes even, let's say, I remember a couple of years ago, well, a couple of years ago, a while back when I was in college, there's some things that that did, and there will be a time that I want to pray, and I'll be feeling within myself that, you know what, I've done something wrong, and I
Yeah,
know it was wrong, and just
yeah,
kneeling down and even trying to talk to God felt as if, nah, I'm
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
taking God for a ride.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
and for that time I just felt like God doesn't want me to talk to him because me myself,
Yeah.
I know that it's wrong. It's like you upsetting somebody you love.
Yeah.
You know.
For me, me and God had a relationship as a young girl. So for me, I felt unworthy to people. I didn't feel unworthy to God because I knew that God knew my heart. He knew my struggle, and He knew where I stood. People did not know.
I understand. So going back to the struggles during your school life,
Yeah.
what do you guys call college? Because we call it university.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. From secondary school through to college and out of college, what were the different scenarios that you went through? What was your story? Tell us your stories for those couple of years.
For college, or you talking about grade school?
Which one is grade school?
Well, like high school, middle school, or you talking about after
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Let's say from the age of 12 till about 21.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, growing up in grade school, honestly, I lived my life like none of this stuff existed. Honestly, I just carried my own weight, and I never said nothing. Like I said, I didn't open my mouth till I was, in college. I didn't open my mouth till later on, years later. So for me, it was just a normal life. It was a normal life until I actually realized the traumatic things that happened actually had an effect on me. You know what I mean?
Perfect. But when did you feel that you know what, enough of this, and you know what, I want to change? When did you come to that realization, and how did you come to it, and why?
Yeah. Well, I used to battle back and forth. The fact that I grew up in a church, I used to have a conviction of being in homosexuality, but I didn't have a conviction of facing my demons.
Mm,
So I had a conviction because of a man telling me that living in a homosexual lifestyle was wrong and me dressing like a man wasn't right. But I still had to deal with having a struggle with sex. I still had to face the fact that I was struggling with something that was like a beast, with something that was bigger than me. So for me, at first, that change was for people, and I wasn't able to change. So it wasn't until recently, like maybe a year, like within this last year, that I came to a realization, and me and God basically had a one-on-one conversation, and it was some changes that need to be made, but God needed to heal some stuff within me, and so it was my time, far as that, but the struggle wasn't over. Um, so yeah, I was in a homosexual lifestyle, for years. And I'm 29 today, and so I recently gave my life to
today.
Christ. So yeah, I'm 29. I'm 29 years old now, and it's only been like a year, a little bit less than a year. Honestly, I gave my life to Christ, so it's been a journey.
And for all this while you've just been struggling with it, so were there times that you will stop, then you come back into, you stop, come back into it?
Well, yeah, it was times that I did that, but I did it because of my parents. I did it because, people was telling me it was wrong, but I never been to the space that I'm in now, and I understand that no matter where I fall, no matter what happens, you know what I mean, I know that I desire to have a husband and children. Now, just because you give your life to Christ don't mean your struggles go away. So
Definitely,
for
definitely.
me, my mind is made up about, living in homosexuality, but me struggling with sex still exists to this day. And
So
even the
even
Bible says that the thorns and thistles shall follow you all the days of your life. So if I don't fast, if I don't pray, if I don't seek God diligently, if I don't really put my flesh under subjection,
hmm
I'm subject to fall. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm in my flesh and I put myself in that situation, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I can't fall. I can. So I think people have to realize, because you give your life to Christ, the devil doesn't flee. Your
yeah,
struggles don't
yeah.
go away. Matter of fact, your flesh becomes a whole nother level of warfare. Your struggles become a whole nother level of warfare. Before, when you okay with it and you just, you're going through the motion, you're dealing with it. But when you become conscious of your struggle, when you become conscious of the demons that you face, it no longer is a fight within you. Now it's a fight not just within you; it's a fight in the spiritual realm. So
Yeah.
now you're fighting something that's greater than you.
Yeah.
That tells you that you need something that's greater than you to be able to fight with you. And so that's when God come into play and be able to allow the Holy Spirit and His Spirit to fight on your behalf. So I think that's where the church go wrong with a lot. We come to God, and it's just as if you don't get horny no more, you don't struggle no more, you don't feel some type of way when you see a man that looks good. That's a lie.
They
And
try
I
to
don't
build a
believe.
lie, yeah. And that's the thing. But
Yeah,
funnily enough, yeah, I was speaking to someone last week. I was saying that one thing that as Christians that we paint wrong to people is that we make them believe that once they accept Christ in their life,
yes,
that everything is gonna be okay. And I was
nah,
like, you know what? Let me be honest with you. You
yeah,
accept Christ, that's where it's actually gonna get even more worse. And
right,
it's a thing, that's where self-denial comes in, that's where discipline comes in.
most definitely.
You
Oh
know,
yeah, you gotta have discipline.
and that's the thing, like you said, if you don't fast, if you don't pray, it makes it easier for the devil to, tackle
Right.
you. But at
Oh
the end of
yeah.
the day, we don't kind of like speak these true realities to people.
Right. Most definitely. We don't speak into reality. 1 second, hold on.
Yep.
Trying to get my charger. Uh, we don't speak it to reality, but at the same time, we don't be true to ourselves.
Exactly.
So the problem with the church is, we got to be true to ourselves first, and then to people. But a lot of times we want to dress up ourselves to look a certain way. When we say we are Christians, when we say we are men or women of God, we want to put ourselves up to look a certain way and to give this false image of being holy
Mm-hmm.
when we all don't fall short of the glory of God. You see what I'm saying? So I choose to give people me as the person that falls short and striving to be holy instead of giving you holiness and I don't show you what I'm falling short with. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So most
I like that.
definitely.
We need to meet up
Hmm.
when I come to America, by the way. So some
Yeah.
pizza. But but
For
it's
sure.
true. One thing that I would like to ask as well, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, how would I put it? What was the positive or the negative side from the church when you were going through all of these scenarios?
Um, the positive was that I had a foundation. The negative was the church wasn't there because the church don't know how to speak to
Hold on,
people
hold
when
on,
you.
hold on, hold on. Let's take it bit by bit. Let's take it bit by bit. Let's take it. I need to kind of fix
Oh,
my
let me
check.
get my charger. Yeah,
Okay.
let me get my charger. My bad. Sorry. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm here.
So basically, start from the foundation aspect. Say you
The
had the
found,
foundation.
yeah, the
What do you
foundation
mean by
was
that?
like I grew up in the church, so I
Okay.
understood. I
So that was
understood the church.
embedded in you.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
Hold on. Yeah. Yep.
You got me.
I can hear you.
So that gave me an access to know who God, that God exists, um, despite of people. But I wouldn't say that the church. When I say the church wasn't there for me, I would say it was hard for people to love me where I was. You
Did
get
you
it?
feel it? Did you see it? Or
I mean, for some people who was in the church, I was able to feel that type of love, affection, and care. But there was people who I expected, who were my family and close to me, who were also in the church, men and women of God,
mm-hmm.
that wasn't able to love me where I was because of homosexuality, because of those type of things. You
How
know what
did
I
that
mean?
make you feel?
Uh, it honestly, it was all type of emotions, a lot of pain, but it was necessary. But it was necessary. So it honestly it opened up my eyes that people are not like God. And that everybody who say they're a man or woman of God, that don't guarantee that they are.
True. Just a second. Are you frozen on your Instagram?
No.
Okay. I think maybe it's just my one. Is it?
I can see you moving. Yeah, I can see you moving. Do you still need the Zoom?
Yeah. Nah.
You don't?
Yeah, you can switch off.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and